Today's lesson, we're going to focus on now doing some what we call mathematical operations. So we're going to be looking at plussing, minusing, sorry, addition. Let's go fancy. We're going to look at doing addition, subtraction, okay? We're going to look at multiplication, and we're going to look at division. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight in our lesson. All right, so we're going to be focusing on that. And then a reminder that we have lessons in the holidays. So there will be MathsLive lessons in the holidays for you guys to come through to. Last week, we looked at what we're going to be teaching, and we agreed as a class that we're going to be teaching term 2 work. So just a reminder that we're going to be doing term 2 work in the holidays, but we're definitely going to be here in the holidays, guys. Okay, so if we're adding decimals, there are a few different ways to do this. Now, I know some people love the column method, okay? They love the column method. They love to use the column method. And guys, that's cool. Go ahead, use the column method. That's when you put things into column and then you add them up. That's all good. Happy with the column method. It works for some people. For some people, it doesn't. So we're going to look tonight at how we can add decimals in a different way that we may have been taught before. If you use the column method and it works, keep it. If it's working for you, keep working it. But tonight, I'm going to show you a different method that I like to use when I add decimals. So either one you'll get marks for as long as you get the same answer. Let's have a look at adding decimals. I've spoken to you guys before. I've said to you that decimals can be converted into fractions, and fractions can be converted into percentages, and percentages can be converted to decimals, and decimals to percentages, and all three are pretty much the same thing, okay? If we're looking at this first sum, and we want to convert these first numbers to fractions, let's have a look at what we're going to do. We're going to say, well, 6,08 is the same thing as saying 608 over, how many decimal places did I have? 1, 2. So 608 over 100. Okay. Plus 0,952 is the same thing as saying 952 over 1,000. All right. So there are my two fractions that I've now got, and I need to go and add these fractions now. I like working in fractions. It makes my life a lot easier, so that's what I like. If you don't like it, that's okay. You don't have to do fractions, but that's what I like to do. All right, I know when I add fractions, I need to have a LCD, lowest common denominator. Remember that from when we did adding fractions? We always need to have an LCD when we're adding fractions. So for these fractions, I've got 100 and I've got 1,000. What can 100 and 1,000 go into? What is their lowest common denominator out of those two? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat. Oh, there we go. I've already got a hand raised. Amishle, tell me, what's the lowest common denominator between those two?
100.
Okay, 100. Yeah, okay, it could be 100. What about 1,000? Because we always want to go bigger, hey? We want to make it the bigger one. Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. All right, so if I'm looking at this, I can see that 1,000 is going to be my lowest common denominator, okay? So what do I need to do to the bottom to get it to be 1,000? Sorry, everybody. I need to times this by 10. Oh dear. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So on the top, I've got 6,080 because I times it by 10 over 1,000 plus 952 over 1,000. Okay. All right. Now what do I need to do? Now I've got a common denominator. So my denominator is going to become 1,000. Because if I'm adding fractions, I always look for the lowest common denominator. There I've got it. It's 1,000. And what do I have to do on the top? I'm going to go do my workings next to it in a different color. I'm going to say 6,080 plus 952. You can do this on your calculator as well, just to make sure that's all good, as long as you're showing some workings. You've got 2, 8 plus 5 gives me 3, and I carry the 1. 1 plus 9 gives me 10, and I carry the 1, and I've got a 7. So it gives me 7,032. Okay. Put it back into a decimal. When I put it back into a decimal, I get 0, 7, comma, 0, 3, 2. Okay, so what were my steps? I converted them to fractions. I found a common denominator. I added them together and I converted back. All right. Umar, if it looks confusing, that's okay. Rather use the column method then that you've always used. I'm all good with you using that. I really don't mind. I'll do another one as well later on, and I'll show you that if we do it in columns, you're going to get the exact same answer. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at one more. Let's have a look at one more. All right. In the meantime, while you're writing those down, I see I've got 2 hands. So Itandile, you had your hand up first. Do you have a question for me, my rock star? You got such a good mark.
Ma'am, I had no question I wanted to answer, so I lift my hand up.
Itandile, I'm gonna keep that in mind, because I'm gonna ask you to help me when we do the next ones that I'm gonna give you guys to try by yourself. Okay, promise.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Itandile.
Pleasure, ma'am.
All right. And Mishle, talk to me. What's your question?
Ma'am. So, if like in a test we get this one,
Yeah.
and like we have to do the adding one, do we have to do it in this method, or can we use the column method instead?
You can do whatever method makes sense to you mathematically. I know last year, Mishle, when we were with Toby and we had another teacher, she used to use the method where she broke everything up. I don't know if anybody remembers that, if they remember the teacher from last year, right at the beginning of the year, who taught you decimals. She used to break everything up, and then she used to go try add it together. You can use that method as well. You can use columns, you can use fractions, whatever method makes sense to you. I like using fractions just because I like fractions, but whatever one makes sense to you, you use that method. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, no problem. All right, guys, so I just want to show you what would I mean by doing it in columns, because some people might be like, ma'am, you keep saying columns, columns, what does that mean? All right, so if I've got 6,08 and I'm adding 0,952. Okay, so I'm putting things in columns, all right? I draw a nice, neat line underneath that with a ruler, okay? I know I need to put a 0 there so that I can say 0 plus 2 gives me 2. 5 plus 8 gives me 13, so I put a 3 and I carry the 1. 1 plus 9 gives me 10, so I put a 0 and I carry the 1. I must always remember to put my comma back. 1 plus 6 gives me 7. So I get 7, 0, 3, 2. Same answer. Whichever way you want to do it and whichever way makes sense to you is the way that you need to use. All right. I see Lorena saying, yes, this is the method she likes. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at my next one. My next one is 43 plus 26,307. That one's not so bad. That one's nice and easy to do, okay? Because 43 doesn't have any decimals. So I can go and say that's going to be equal to 69,307. All I did was I added up my whole numbers. All done. Lorena, I am so sorry. I saw KG before. That's why. Lorena, apologies. I actually do know that you're a boy. Apologies. Okay. Let's look at 2.2.3. Again, you can do it in columns if you want to do it in columns, or you can go do it in fractions. Let's have a look. So I'm going to do it in fractions first. So I've got 16. Oopsie. Sorry, guys. My pen's going a bit flat. I've got 16874 over, how many decimals do I need? 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 plus 3682 over, how many decimals do I need? 1, 2, 100. Right. Lorena, if you didn't hear me apologizing, I apologize. I do know that you're a boy. We've spoken before. It's just been a really long day. Apologies. Okay. All right. So what do I need to do? I need to get a common denominator. That's my goal here. Getting a common denominator. Okay. So what is going to be my common denominator? I see Itandile's got her hand up for me. Itandile, what's my common
Ma'am,
denominator? Yeah.
your common denominator is 1000, ma'am. And please check your number for 3688, but at the top it's
Oh,
3682.
you know what? Itandile, you're a rock star. Well done. I was just testing to see if you were watching. Hey, I was just testing. Okay. There we go. Okay, stay with me, Itandile. So I'm going to put a 0 on the bottom to make it 1000. And can I put a 0 on the top? Are you happy with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's kind of the same as just timesing it by 10. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so nice and easy, eh? What do I do now?
Ma'am, now you make 1000 a common denominator, and then you plus the two numbers.
Rock star. So I've got 16874 plus, you don't have to do it in columns, guys. If you can do it in your head, that's cool as well. Or you can do it on your calculator. Itandile, work with me. Where do I start? Do I start at the I don't know, left or the right?
The left, ma'am.
Okay, let's go. So what do I say first?
You say 4 plus 0, which is
Good,
4. Then you say
good.
7 plus 2, which is 9. Then you
Mm-hmm.
say 8 plus 8, which is 16. Then you carry over your y. And then you say 6 plus 6, which is 12 plus 1, which is 13. Then
Good,
you carry over your y. Then you
good.
say 1 plus 1 plus 3, which is 5.
Rock star. So I'm going to bring this back here. 5, 3, 6, 9, 4. What's left to do?
You change it into a decimal.
Good. So do you agree with my decimal of 53,694?
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the help. All right, guys, there is a method to my madness of getting you used to doing it the fraction way. I promise, I promise, I promise. It's going to come in when we timesing and dividing. So there's a method to my madness. I promise. Maybe adding, ma'am, not your thing. But when we're doing timesing and dividing, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad this method is here. All right, I'm going to ask you guys. There are 3 for you to practice there. You're now adding 3 numbers together. Go and work out those 3 for me. Go have a look. I'm giving you, let's say 5 minutes to do those 3. Go try them. Bree, I see your hand is up. Is that to help me out, or do you have a question today? Okay, so there, Bree had a question. Bree asked me, ma'am, what happens if, how do you identify your lowest common denominator? Excellent question. So, Bree, are you still on the line with me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Bree, if I've got 100 and I've got 1,000, you need those are easy ones, you know what I mean? Because it's 100 and it's 1,000. So if you're looking at 100 and 1,000, often you ask yourself, what can 100 go to and 1,000 go into? All right. So in this case, 100 can go into 1,000, can't it?
Okay.
So you just times it by 10, and that's how you get your lowest common denominator to change 100 into 1,000. Now, when you're adding other kinds of fractions, so let's say, for example, while everybody's working on these, I'll stay on the same page. Let's say, for example, you've got, like 3 over 4 plus 2 over 7, that kind of sum. Okay, can you see my sum?
Yes, I can.
And let's say now you need to find the lowest common denominator. Okay, so you sit and you look and you look and you look. Don't waste your time. when you want to find the lowest common denominator and the numbers are really different, they're not like 10 or 100 or 1,000, which are pretty easy to do. You've got 4 and 7, which are like completely different. And you don't want to sit there all day saying 4 times 4 plus, da, da, da. You don't want to do that, okay? The easiest thing that I always say to my students is I say to them, okay, what's 4 times 7, Bree?
28.
28. So I go say, I'm going to take 7 and a 4 and I'm going to times it by 7. And whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top.
Oh.
And on this side, I'm going to say 7 times by 4. And whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. Okay? So now I've got 21 over 28 plus 8 over 28. Can you see how that's a quick way to find the lowest common denominator or a common denominator between the two?
Yes.
Okay, it's nice and easy, hey? Add them together, you get 29 over 28. I'm running out of space, which is equal to 1 and 1 over 28. Does that make sense, Bree?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You are welcome, no problem. All right. Lorona, have you got some answers for me? Is this what's coming up here?
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing. Lorona, were you with us on Tuesday? I don't remember seeing you.
No, I was not here on Tuesday because of load shedding.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I have an answer for you for your calculator. It was you with the calculator at the end of last week, eh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so at the end of class, stay here because I've got an answer for you. All right. Lorona, let's
ma'am.
go. Let's go do, oh, yeah. Let's go do the first one together. Again, guys, if I log out, I'm really sorry. It's because of the internet. Okay, but we will keep trying to go. Right, Lorena, how did you do? Don't do my method because I said you have to do my method. What method did you use?
I used the column method because it is way easier for me and I prefer that.
Absolutely perfect. So let's go do the column method. Okay, so you had, can I go put my columns in quickly? So you
Okay,
had
ma'am.
0,946 plus 0,79 plus 3,022. Hey?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, Lorena, tell me, did you put the sneaky 0 in here to help yourself out?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Right, let's go. How do you start this?
I start with the right side, which is 6 plus 0 plus 2.
Good, which gives you
8.
8. Well done. Okay, keep going.
Then 4 plus 9 plus 2, which confused me a bit.
Okay,
Equals to 15.
well
And I
done.
carry over the 1.
Good, nice. Keep going.
And 7 plus 9 equals 16, plus the 1 equals 17.
Good. So 17, carry the 1, hey?
Then 3 plus 1 equals 4.
And I must remember to put the comma in, and then I've got the 4. Amazing. Well done. Nice. Perfect answer. Absolutely perfect. If you did it this way and you got this answer perfect, if you did it using the fraction way that I showed you earlier on, you would have got the exact same answer perfect. Thank you so much, Lorena.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Itandile, talk to me. Which method did you use?
Ma'am, I used the fraction way, then I got confused.
Oh dear. Okay. So, shall we go do the fraction way together? Stay with me. Okay. So, did you get 946 over 1,000 plus 79 over 100 plus...
Ma'am, where did 946 come from?
Where did the 946 come? Or I was talking about 2.2.4. You talking 2.2.5?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Apologies. I was going back. I thought you got confused with the last one. Okay, so talk to me about your fractions. Give me your fractions that you got.
Ma'am, I got 704 over 100.
Oh,
Plus,
you know where the problem is. Have a look at that sum. Talk to me. Why is 704 a problem?
ma'am, because ma'am,
It needs to be 784, hey? Where did Sandile go? It's Sandile, where are you? She's gone. Guys, this internet is a problem. Plus, I'm going to keep going for Tandile until she logs back in. Okay, so 47 over 100 plus 38 over 10. Now, I think maybe Tandile got a little bit confused because she didn't make it 784. She said 704, but maybe I misheard. All good. Tandile, if you can still hear me, keep going. Okay. Now what do I see? I see I've got to make this 100. So I put a 0 and I put a 0. All right. I don't like working with decimals, guys. That's why I do it this way. I don't like decimals. Decimals freak me out. Fractions make me feel so much calmer. Okay. So that's why I do it this way. So now I can go and see that I've got to take 784 plus 47 plus 380. Right. 4 plus 7 gives me 11, plus 0 is 11. Put the 1, carry the 1. 4 plus 2 gives me 12. 12 plus 8 gives me 20. And 20 plus 1 gives me 21. Put the 1, carry the 2. 2 plus 7 gives me 9. 9 plus 3 gives me 12. All right. So now I've got 1, 2, 1, 1 over my common denominator is 100. So my final answer is going to be 12, 1, 1. And that's the way you do if you don't want to deal with fractions. Make them into those and then do it like that. Okay. Oh, Lorena, you feel the opposites. Some people do. Some people do. Fractions freak me out. But guys, if you're comfortable using decimals, use the decimals. If fractions give you a fright and they scare you, which they shouldn't, don't let them scare you, okay? Then use the columns. Either way, same answer. All right, I'm getting so many requests for a brain break. Guys, can we do the last one? All right. And then I'm going to put some on the screen and we'll do a brain break, okay? We will do a brain break today. I know you're desperate for one. I know we said we would have one on Tuesday, so definitely we're going to have a brain break. But let's get through this last sum, and then I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to do some more practice, and then we will have a brain break. Okay, I'm going to make a little bit of space for myself here. All right, and I want to do the last one. So, who is helping me out with this last one? Azande, we haven't heard from you yet today. Hi, Azande.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, Azande, talk to me. Which method did you use?
I used your method, ma'am.
Okay, nice. And did you get confused or was it okay?
It was okay, ma'am.
Okay, talk to me. How do you do it?
So, ma'am, first I changed them to fractions. So I said 9429 over 100
Fantastic. Plus,
plus 8067 over 100
good.
plus
Plus,
plus 9042 over 100.
now there's no need for us to find a common denominator. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's going to be 100. So all you had to do then was go to the side here and add these big numbers up. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you could use your calculator if you wanted to, just to make sure, because you're allowed to do that in grade 8 now, hey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go through it with me. 9 plus 7 plus 2, what do you get?
I got 18, I think.
Good, well done. 18, so put the 8, carry the 1.
1.
Keep going for me, Azande.
Okay, ma'am. 2 plus 6 plus 4 plus 1. 2.
Go slow. 2 plus 6 is?
2 plus 6 is 8 plus
Plus
4.
4. It's okay. It's
Which is
Thursday.
12. Sorry, ma'am.
12 plus
Plus
1 gives
1, which is 13.
put the 3, carry the 1. Keep going.
4 plus 0 is 4, but plus 1 is 5.
Good. And finally,
It'd be 26 at the end.
good. So 9 plus 9 gives me 18. And 18 plus 8 gives me 26. All right. So I've got 2, 6, 5, 3, 8. Convert it into the to a decimal for me.
It'd be 265,38.
Amazing. Well done. Now, if you did it in columns, guys, you're going to get the exact same answer. If you did it in the way where you split the decimals and the whole numbers and you do it that way, you're going to get the exact same answer. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So somebody's asking me, ma'am, okay, before I answer the questions here, I'm going to bring some more up for you to go try quickly. These are the last ones in this section that we're going to try, and then we're going to do a brain break. This is subtraction now. Okay, so somebody was saying to me earlier, I did see it. Okay, it said, how many methods are there? Right, that's hopelicious. So, hopelicious, there are many different methods in maths, okay? There's many different ways to do different things. You're going to get your marks in grade 8 if the method that you use is mathematical, so you use maths to do it, and you get the right answer. Those are the two things you're looking for. As long as you're doing, oh, I have balloons coming up on me. As long as you're doing, okay, a maths related way of doing your sum, that method is fine. So I've shown you two different methods tonight. The first method I showed you was the one where you convert it into fractions. The other method I showed you was the one where you can do it in columns. Whichever way you are comfortable with, you do it that way. It's up to you. That's the nice thing about high school maths. No one's going to say to you, you have to do it this way. All right. Umar's saying that you guys wrote the informal government test for maths and it killed your brain. Okay. Only top 4 in each class writes it. Well done, Umar. So, guys, that government test, okay, I want to just make you all a little bit calmer. Remember we spoke about tests and how they set up tests, how at least 60% of your paper has to be stuff that you've seen before, that you've done before, or that you've learned, that you know how to practice. And then the other 40% of your test is going to be your hardest stuff. So like the questions where you come out and you're like, I never saw that before. You never taught us that kind of question. Or that was the hardest sum in the whole test. Those kind of questions. Okay. So even the government test, they have to set it that way. So don't stress. You're going to be fine. Let's wait and see your results. Right. Then Itandile, your network is bad. I know, Itandile, it's so bad. The internet at the moment is so bad. Hopefully they'll have fixed it. Hopefully. Okay. Hopefully they're going to fix it overnight. Maybe they'll fix the cables, whatever's broken. Okay. All right. So I had given you guys some subtraction sums to do there, and those are the last sums that we're going to do on addition and subtraction before we move on. While you're busy working those out, I'm going to go get our brain break question ready for you in the meantime. All right. So keep going, do the subtraction sums for me. And we're going to have a look at a brain break after we do those subtraction sums. Okay. Keep going, keep trying. You got this. You got this. Hope, yes, this is term 1 work. Yes, absolutely, this is term 1 work. We're going to move on and do term 2 work in the holidays. All right, so we are going to get to term 2 work, I promise, but this is term 1 work so far. Not all schools do it in term 1. Some schools go and they move it to like term 3, I think it is. But it is, you can do it in term 1 as well. Okay. All right, Lorena, I'm surprised term 1 was just revision. Absolutely. Term 1 is a lot of revision, and you're going to find that even when you go to grade 9. When you go to grade 9, you're going to do some revision from grade 8 as well. Okay, so you will have revision all the time. Right. Okay, keep it going, guys. Okay, somebody's asking me what was the question for 2.2.3. I'm going to move it up for you so you can see. Oh, it was so far away. Okay, I will move it back up for you as soon as we're done with these subtraction sums. Okay. Okay, guys, keep it going. All right. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Hopelicious is saying, do we learn about percentages? Hopelicious, we did percentages last week, I think it was. You can go back, you can check our message, our video on the YouTube, and you can find it there. Lejo's asking me, ma'am, in the holidays, are we still going to have the same times? Yes, it'll be the exact same times as it is this time normally. Okay, we're going to do some subtraction. All right, guys, I'm going to help you out here so that we can move on to our next section. So let's have a look. So I'll do it the two ways for you, and then we can see if it goes well. So I've got my way. I'm going to say, to me, this gives me 6 over 10 minus 318 over, and I need to have 3 decimal places. Oh my goodness, that means what's my common denominator? It needs to be 1000. So I add 2 zeros on the bottom, which means I need to have 2 zeros on the top. Now I've got 618 minus 300, now I've got 600 minus 318, apologies guys. You can go and do your subtraction in columns. That's cool. Sometimes people get a bit confused with that. However you did it, as long as you got 282 over 1000, which gives me 0,282. All right, give me some feedback here. Did we all get the same answer? Okay, give me some feedback. Thumbs ups or in the chat, some emojis. Awesome. Okay. Somebody's asking, I think it's Itadile, ma'am, is the LCM always going to be 1000? It depends. It depends when your biggest denominator is. It depends. All right. Okay, my next sum, I've got 4,8 over, not 4,8. I've got 48. So I have 48 over 10 minus 2708 over 1000. And now, Itandila, you've just asked me that, and look what my lowest common denominator is going to be again. It's going to be 1000. So 2 zeros, 2 zeros, and now I need to go do my subtraction. So you can do your subtraction on the side, guys. So you do your subtraction on the side, and when you do that subtraction on the side, your answer is what? Who's going to tell me in the chat? What's your answer? 270. Okay, what do we get? What do we get? Good. Nice. We get 2,092 over 1,000. All right, we change it back and we get 2,092. Okay, well done, everybody. Well done. Nice. Well done, everyone. We rock stars at this. Okay, full marks for this. Full marks. Hopelicious, you're new. It's your first day. Welcome. It's so good that you're here. Look at everybody's welcoming you already. This class is amazing. Okay, this class is amazing. So, Hopelicious, we have a YouTube channel where if you missed out on any of our lessons this term, go back, go to our YouTube channel, go to YouTube, type in MathsLive, and you'll be able to reach the YouTube channel. And on that YouTube channel, you'll see all the past lessons, which you can go back and watch. Okay, last sum. I've got 78 over 100. And oh my gosh, you guys are going to think I'm going crazy. 356 over 1,000. So yes, again, we've got a common denominator of 1,000. So we put a 0 and a 0. Right, when we do the subtraction, what do we get? Tell me in the chat, guys. What do we get? Okay, nice. 434. Is everyone happy with that answer of 434? Anyone get something different? 424. Okay, I also got, be careful, 424 over 1,000, which gives me 0,424. Nice, guys. Well done. Well done. Okay, well done, guys. Well done. All right. Bree, maybe something went wrong in your adding. Maybe, I think maybe you put 0,350 instead of 0,356. Have a look. Have a look. Okay. All right. We are having a brief brain break before Amar goes crazy there. So we're going to have a very brief brain break. And for our new member who hasn't, or our new members, because I can't say there's only one person, right? We might have more people on here today that are new. All right. We like to use in our class to do our brain breaks using a thing called Mentimeter. So that is the site that we like to use. Okay, it's some nice quizzes and things like that. Guys, next term we'll have some actual maths questions in them as well, which will be really cool. But in the meantime, in order to get the link, okay, so in order to get the link to go to Mentimeter, here it is in the chat for you guys. So there it is in the chat. And if you want to scan it instead, I'm going to put it up on your screen now as well for you to scan. There it is on the screen for you to scan. If you want to scan that, go ahead. All right. Oh, dear. I'm going back to the question. So, our questions tonight, all right. Okay, Umar's asking me for a code. Umar, the code is 12136727. All right. Shady, it's so nice that you've come back. You're asking, is Mr. Hugo still here? So Mr. Hugo is not with us at the moment. He might join us later on in the year, guys. It all depends. But at the moment, no, Mr. Hugo is not with us at the moment. Okay. All right. So the first question that you would have found in your brain break is, have you shared the MathsLive poster yet? Have you shared the MathsLive poster? Like I've been on you about the whole term since the first lesson. Let's see. 6 of you have said you shared it with so many people. Just so many people. You've shared it. You've gone bananas. You've shared it with everyone. Okay. 5 of you so far say, I want to keep my maths genius a secret. That's okay as well. You don't want anyone to know while you're doing so well at maths at the moment. You're keeping it all a secret. Okay, fine. All right. And 2 people are saying only with my teacher. Guys, if you even just sharing it with your teacher, that's cool. Share it with your teacher, share it with your friends. Lorena, to only 1 person, but I don't think they care. Oh, that's sad. Okay, they should care about getting better maths marks. All right. Ma'am, does telling your besties count? Absolutely, it counts. All right. Hopelicious, when does the live start and end? So Hopelicious, we start at 5 and we end at 6. All right. So let's have a look at our next question. So term 1 is done. How did you find Maths Live this term? So term 1's done. How did you find it? Did you really like it? Were you bored? You can say you're bored. That's fine. I can't tell who answers. Do you miss Mr. Hugo? All right. You can say that as well. But term 1 is at an end, guys. At the end of term 1. How did you find Maths Live? What did you think of Maths Live? I knew Maths Live. What did you think? Too easy. Okay, that's cool. Too easy. Easy, good, educational. I love it. Great, 100%. Awesome. Exhausting. Apologies. Miss Mr. Hugo. I know I miss Hugo as well. All right. Hard. Okay. Easy and hard. That's good. Okay. Miss the bot. All right. I think we all miss the bot. Hey, we all miss the bot. All right. Fantastic. Helpful. Okay, wonderful, fun. Oh, guys, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. Good, 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 good. Fantastic. All right. Oh, Hopelicious, I'm so glad you're having a good lesson. All right. So that's our brain break out of the way. We can go back to focusing on some maths now. Like I said before, and I've done before for you guys, I will put the word cloud that you do, I will put it onto your Google Classroom. You should have been able to find it there before as well. Okay, but here we go. Let's get back to our maths now. So the next kind of questions we're going to have a look at is when we're multiplying decimals. Now you'll see that the way that I've got it on my screen is set up that you can do it in the column way, okay? So you can go and do it in the column way. Guys, if you're comfortable with columns, carry on using columns. I'm not saying columns are bad. I just don't like using columns, so I'm going to show you my way, okay? I'm going to show you my way today. All right. So I've got 36,8 and I'm multiplying it by 4. So 36, 368 over 10. And I need to times that. This is going to become 4 over 1. Okay. So basically, what have I done? I just got rid of the fraction. I don't like fractions. That's just me. If you're okay with fractions, all good. Okay. I mean, not fractions. Decimals, okay? If you're okay with decimals, all good. I just don't like decimals. I like working in fractions. So now I've got 368 and I'm multiplying that by 4, okay? So I go say to myself, 4 times by 8, 4 times 8 is 32. So I put the 2 and I carry the 3. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3 gives me 27. 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 plus 2 is 14. So I get 1472 over 10. Final answer, 147,2. Okay, 147,2. All right. It is Pi Day. You guys, true. I forgot that it was Pi Day. Absolutely. Happy Pi Day, everybody. If you're not sure what that is, pi is 3,14. That's what pi is equal to. And today's date is the 14th of the 3rd. So yes, us mathematical people doing our multiplication in columns, like I said. Okay, so we're doing our multiplication in columns. So far, I had our first part, and our first part was 7 times 7 is 49, okay? 7 times 7 is 49. So I put the 9, I put the comma. 7 times 8, who can tell me what 7 times 8 is? 7 eighths are 56, hey? 56 plus 4 gives me 60. So I put the 0 and I say 6 plus there. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 plus 6 gives me 41. So I put the 1 and I carry the 4. 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 plus 4 gives me 11. So my final answer, 1,110,9. Lorona, I'm sorry that it's lagging. I know the internet's really bad. Okay. All right, keep it going. Who's got an answer for me for 6.3? Who's got an answer for me? You don't have to do the whole multiplication together. You can just give me your answer. Oh, everyone's hands went down. People's hands were up and then they suddenly went down. All right, Itandile. Itandile, give me an answer for 6.3.
Ma'am, 6.3 is 12,024.
Okay, so we've got 12, comma, 0 to 4, hey?
2. Yes, ma'am.
We're going to keep it going, okay? Hopelicious, I'm sorry that this is your first lesson and the internet is not the network's not networking, like Amishle said. It has to do with the pipeline or the line underneath the sea that's not working at the moment. Okay, so who did I have next? I had asked Sandelia, we'd already gone. Let's go to Azande. Hi, Azande.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, Azande, do number 6.4 with me.
Okay, ma'am.
What do you get?
I got 858, 11.
858,11. Everybody good? Everybody good with 6.4? Seems like it. Thank you so much, Azande. All right. Apologies, Lorona. I know I said that you were next, but I forgot, and we're just going to carry on, and you're going to help me with the next lot. Okay. So those ones are really nice and easy. Okay. What happens when you're multiplying a decimal by a decimal? Guys, this is where it comes in where I don't like it. Multiplying a decimal by a decimal, I get confused. I don't like it. So what am I going to go do? I'm going to go say to myself, I've got 356 over 100, and I'm timesing that by 12 over 10. Okay. I feel so much better now. It looks so much better to me. And then I would go and I would break out my multiplication on the side. Okay. So I would go say to myself, all right, on the bottom, I've got 100 times by 10, which gives me 1,000. And I've got 356 and I'm multiplying that by 12. Okay. I like to do it this way. Just because I like to do it this way doesn't mean you have to do it this way. All right. But I start with my 2's. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus the 1 is 11. 2 times 3 is 6. Plus the 1 is 700. I put a 0 for the 10. And I go 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. And 1 times 3 is 3. And my final answer, when I add it together, I get 2, 7, carry the 1, and that gives me a 4. So I get 4,272 over 1,000, which is the same thing as saying 4,272. Okay. Same thing. All right. So let's go and ask somebody to help us out here. I'm going to keep this on the screen for 2 minutes for you. Right, Lorona, because I said you were going to help me out the last time and then I cut you off. So talk to me, Lorona.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Right. How do you like to do these? Do you like to do it in columns?
Yes, ma'am, but then it's still so long.
It's still so long. You just don't like how long maths takes. I'm telling you, hey?
I don't like long stuff.
I
The
know,
shorter
I'm
it
getting
is, the
this.
better.
I'm realizing this. Okay, Lorona, Do number 2. Well, let's do number 3 together. Let's skip number 2 and let's do number 3 together. Do number 3 with me. Let's go.
Oh,
So forget about this one for now. Let's do this one together.
okay, ma'am.
Okay, what would you do first?
I would first write 450 into 452 into a fraction, which is
Oh, are you going to do it as
452
a
over 1.
fraction? You're going to do it my way. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
452 over 1 times by
55 over 100. Wait, 10.
over 10. Good. 52 over 10. All right. Then you can multiply them out, hey? So you've got 452 times by 55. Okay. Do you want me to do it quickly or you want to do it with me?
You can do it quickly, ma'am.
Can I do it quickly? Okay, cool. So 5 times 2 is 10. So I put the 0 and I say 1 plus. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 1 is 26. 2 plus 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 gives me 22. I put my 0. I've got to say 5 times this whole sum again, or I can just go and say 0, 6, 2, 2. Same thing. Okay, same
Okay,
thing.
ma'am.
Right. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to add them together. So 0, 6, 8, 4, 2. Okay, so my final answer is going to be 24860 over 10. Cancel, cancel. 2486. All right. Hopelicious is asking, why
Ma'am.
is... Yeah, talk to me.
Ma'am, the comma.
The comma. There is no comma. Have a look. Why is there no
No.
comma? Tell me why there's no comma.
Um,
What did I do with this? With this 0 here and this 0 here?
oh, okay, ma'am.
Cancel, cancel, hey? Am I right?
Okay, ma'am.
And so is there
Yes,
any
ma'am.
comma?
Okay, ma'am.
Do you see why I like doing it the fraction way?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Lorona. Okay, guys, Hopelicious, why over 1 and not 100? The reason why it's over 1, Hopelicious, is because if I say 452 divided by 1, it's going to give me 452. Okay, which is the reason why we're doing it this way. All right, go back, watch our lesson on fractions, go and have a look at that. I promise you it's going to make so much sense. Guys, it's the end of our lesson already. It's 6 o'clock. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. So I'm going to say to you guys, bye-bye. And thank you so much for the lesson. I'm so sorry it got disrupted with the internet, okay? If you want to leave, you can. Do not forget to go do the quiz. No excuses for some of you. You finished all your tests. Go onto Google Classroom right now and go do the quiz. I see some people have left behind and they have questions, so I'm going to answer those questions. Rafilia, where is the quiz? The quiz is on Google Classroom. Go to Google Classroom. All right. Bye, guys. Right. Lecho, what's your question?
Oh, ma'am, can you please send the link for the quiz?
So there's actually no link for the quiz. Well, I could maybe share a link with you. I just need to go and get it. It's
Okay.
on your Google Classroom, but I'm gonna go and I will get the link because I know you've been struggling with that. So let me see if I can find the link for you and put it in here. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Lecho, are you on Google Classroom though? Oh, he's gone. Okay, guys, make sure you've joined Google Classroom because on Google Classroom, we've got so much stuff on there for you. We've got past tests, we've got solutions, we've got all sorts of things. Okay. Ma'am, when are we going to do profit and loss and discount review? We did some discounts at the beginning of the term, but we will definitely be looking at it in the holidays. Ma'am, can you help me with algebraic expressions because you have a test on Monday and you're confused? Okay, Umar, stay here for me for 2 minutes and I will help you out with that, okay? Hi, Hopelicious. Hopelicious, do you want to unmute yourself? Hopelicious. So you just got to unmute yourself. There's a button that says unmute, or it should come up on your screen even. All right. I am going to see if this works in the chat for you, Lejo. Let's see if it works. Okay. Right, Lejo, go see if you can go onto that. Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Okay, you got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Okay, bye, ma'am.
Okay. Bye. Hopelicious, it's not working. I'm so sorry, Hopelicious. Oh, sorry. Where was I going? If you click unmute, is it coming up on your screen? All right, Lorona, I want to talk to you about your calculator. Unmute yourself.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Okay, your calculator. Instead of that search decimal button, did you see it said answer? It had a button on that says answer.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you say on your calculator 4/10,
4 over no. Wait.
4/10 a fraction,
4
and then you
over
say equals,
equals.
okay? Then you press the button that says ANS. Do you see it says ANS? Press that one for me.
Okay, ma'am.
What does it say now?
It says 2 over 5.
Aha! Told you I'd work it out. Okay, so can you see that your calculator can make your fraction smaller for you? Even your
Okay, ma'am.
calculator. I got it.
Okay,
I
ma'am.
knew I'd figure it out. Okay, so if you put like, I don't know, 16/100, right? And you press equals and then you press answer. 16/100, do that one.
It's 4 over 25.
I told you. Okay, you got it.
Thank you,
Thanks,
ma'am.
no problem. All right, Umar, talk to me quickly. What is it that you want me to explain?
Ma'am, can you please explain algebraic expressions?
Everything about it.
Yes.
I can't explain everything about it. We're going to do that over like 3 weeks. Okay, I'm going to give you the brief points. Are you ready, Umar? Stay with me. You with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Umar, the brief points about algebraic expressions. I'm going to put the biggest one on here. I've got 4a plus 2bc plus 6a plus 2b plus 4ab. That kind of thing, hey?
Yes.
Right. The biggest thing to do here is to grab your pencil. Grab your pencil or grab a highlighter if you're allowed to. Okay, but grab your pencil. All right. You're going to go look at everything in isolation. So we're going to start with 4a. And you can just start by doing like a little squiggly line. All right. I can only add expressions that have an A in it. Not an AB, not an AC, just an A, okay? They all have to be part of their own families. That's what you need to see it as their own separate families, okay? So it's kind of like, Umar, like if you have, so I always had a friend, her name was Melanjani and her surname was Pillay. But her Pillay used to end with A-I. You know how some people spell their surname Pillay with P-I-L-L-A-I?
Yes.
And then other people spell it P-I-L-L-A-Y.
Yes.
And she used to get really upset because everyone was like, oh, it's the same. Pillay with an I, Pillay with a Y. It's this, is it the same, Umar?
No.
No, it's your name. And your name is your name. It's unique to you. Am I right?
Yes.
It's the exact same with numbers. That letter is like their surname. It is unique to them, okay? You cannot just go and group them up with different families. So I've got 4a, then I've got 2bc. Can I add those together?
No.
No, because it's different families. Then I've got 6a. Is 6a the same family as 4a?
Yes.
Yes, so you go draw a squiggly line. Then I've got 2b, not the same family, hey? And then I've got 4AB. Now, this is where it gets confusing because students are like, but ma'am, it's got an A there. Umar, never forget what I told you about people whose surnames with Pillay AI and Pillay AY. Are they the same family?
No.
But it says, it sounds the same.
Yes.
Can you add them together?
No.
No, because they are different families. So you cannot touch, you can't mix them. Okay. So I say 4 plus 6 gives me 10A. That's it. Okay. We keep the family. It's like when you're adding all your cousins together, your cousins come over and visit. Your surname doesn't become bigger. Your surname stays what it is. Okay.
Yes.
Surname is your surname. Doesn't matter how many you're adding to it. Your surname is your surname. Right. Let's go to BC. Okay. BC, I'm going to make this lines underneath like this.
Mm.
Right. 2BC, I've got 2B left. Can I add BC and B?
No.
But it sounds the same. Does it matter?
No.
No. So 2BC. Then I've got a B. Do I have any more B's in this family?
No.
Plus 2B. Then I have 4AB. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That is in a nutshell. That's how best I can explain to you super quick. It's all about the families.
Mm.